you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're gonna get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, just vibe. Katie West, how you doing?
Don't fuck with me, fellas.
Everything is vibration. Just vibe. I'm blessed. Just let that vibe seep in. Yo. That's more like it. Love 12, my apprentice. Alonzo. This the vibe. Yeah. The knowledge is natural. The vibe comes first. And we're gonna take just a few minutes to let a few people trickle in. And then we're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty. Now today we are gonna touch on the transits and elaborate on the aspects. But after that, we're gonna get into the PrIcElEs. Top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart. All right. Just vibe. Yo. We got the sun in Scorpio, the moon in Capricorn. We in that 8 vibration. So this is about power. Yeah. As in most powerful, strength and power aren't the same thing. Potency could play out in a different way for each one of these placements. Some of these people wear it on them. Some people actually have power in life. Some people have powerful problems. Which one is you? Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in the door. And in doing so, understand, this is not about ego. Oh no. This is about algorithm. This just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to say, at least we can get out to the next motherfucker who is. Bye. Yeah. And this is my official last day smoking blunts. I'm never smoking blunts again after today. So, this is an end of an era. A 23-year-long era for me. So y'all smoking my last one with me. If you haven't smiled yet today, now would be the perfect time to do so. I mean, like right now. And if you can't find the smile for yourself, just allow me to be the smile on your face. It's beautiful, ain't it? We talking about the PrIcElEs, top 5 most potent placements. Oh yeah. Some of these are potent people. Some of them have potent auras. Some of them have potent problems. Some of them have potent power. See, the beautiful and the cruel thing about power is if you can't apply it effectively, then it can destroy you. To seek it is to lose it. Yeah. If you have it, sometimes you hate it. Without it. Yeah. Just a few more minutes. I need as many likes as I have people in my chat, and then we can get it cracking. We gotta touch on the trends and elaborate on the aspects that might be affecting you. Yeah. Hey, it's the Astro Girl Quay. Where's everybody checking in from in the world? It's 3:27 in Narnia. This is what the vibe is. You tuned in with the Crooked Crown Collective. Yeah, we ain't gonna waste too much time. Y'all ready to talk about what's going on cosmically? Yeah. As that picks up intensity, let me talk to you about the sun. See, the sun now sits at 25 degrees of Scorpio. But this ain't no ordinary 25-degree Scorpio sun. Oh no. Baby, this is Kazemi. This is Mars Kazemi. This is where passion can be all-consuming. This is where hate can be all-encompassing. This is where desire can be engulfing. This is where your energy can run away with your whole being if you let it so. As I said before, especially with the moon in Capricorn, control has to be the main ingredient here. You better control it before it consumes you. But there's really no option in between. This is Scorpio. This is a day of extremes. Yeah. It's about as intense as it gets. This is feeling so deep it can drive you into fits. This is Vishaka Nakshatra, so you might feel a split in your nature. You might be truly capable of anything good or bad. Healing or hurtful. Yeah. Have you felt it? The sun is conjunct to Mars, trine to Neptune, and sextile to Pluto. Mars is also trine to Neptune and sextile to Pluto. So you can catch yourself feeling some type of way. And you don't know why you feel some type of way, but you gotta act on it. And that can be dangerous. The best thing you can do is try to use this energy creatively. The best thing you can do is try to make it work for you. Put this energy to work. You might get fucked up. This is Kazemi. This is sex. Oh yeah. tonight is when it gets sexy, but you have to let yourself go there. But you can't lose yourself in it. You can't slip into the sweet abyss. No. Don't do it. That, my friend, would be ill-advised. Damn. Now I need a few more of y'all to hit that like button before I get mad and go home. We just getting started. Yeah. Let's talk about the moon. You want to talk about the moon? Let's do that. See, the moon is now sitting at 21 degrees of Capricorn. And I love that because my Mars is 21 degrees of Capricorn. So this is sitting right there in my 4th house, conjunct my Mars. So the sun is conjunct to Mars, moon is conjunct my Mars. I'm feeling some type of way. I got so much energy, I got a motherfucking headache. It's emotional energy, though. It's something inside of me. It's not really physical. Shit. It's crazy. Now, with the moon in Capricorn, here's the thing. You can find yourself repressing your emotions, holding them in, trying to keep control. But the problem is, when you hold it in, it then becomes combustible. It becomes something that's now a danger to you. You can end up taking it out on somebody else, ruthlessly. The best thing you can do is make it sexual. Yeah. Quickly. Sorry. Could you smell the weed out there? All right. But yeah, sports kid, my daughter, it's conjunct to my daughter's sun right now. My daughter's 21 degree Capricorn sun. Her sun is my Mars in my 4th house. That's definitely my child. But anyway, look, man, with the moon in Capricorn, you can find yourself going cold. But it's not that the emotions are there. Like I said, it's repressed. When it's repressed, when it's pulled inside, when it's shut down, like I said, it becomes combustible in a way that can make you implode. I'm talking about implode. That means the problems start to eat you up from the outside in and everything falls in on itself. Shit. I love y'all, but I've been struggling again. I ain't gonna get into it, but yeah, I've been struggling again. Ever since Saturn went direct. But I understand it. Now, the moon is trine to Uranus, sextile to Neptune, and conjunct to Pluto. We talking about this Capricorn moon conjunct to Pluto. So you can find yourself getting depressed, stressed, pessimistic. You can find yourself caught up in the grind. You can feel complaints starting to creep up into your mindset. Now, for most energies, that's a bad thing. For Capricorn, it's not. That's what pushes Capricorn to change and to grow and work harder, push harder. Capricorn comes from that feeling. Capricorn, it exists in that feeling. That's why there's something inside of that moon and Capricorn energy that says, I'm okay if I'm doing better than you. So you start to look at everybody else and be like, all right, I might be all right. It's a crazy feeling. People could be competing and comparing with other people. That creates stress. How come they shit all right? How come my situation fucked up? How come this person, you know what I'm saying? Like, God, dog. Sports kid, you're a Leo rising also? Are you my daughter? I'm sorry. But for real. Sue, is that you? Don't hide from your daddy. But for real. My daughter's a Leo rising. Capricorn sun. Libra moon. It's my baby. Anyway. Yes, sir, you absolutely can.
Can I work outside?
Yes, sir, you absolutely can. Don't mess those shoes up. Put some different shoes on if you're going to be working out.
I was going to say also, can I run down to school and come back?
Yes.
A few times?
Yes. You can work out any way you want, son. Excuse me. Now, that's understandable even in the 6th house. I mean, you can follow those later. But anyway, back to the transits here. The moon trine to Uranus. This is an earth trine. And it's the moon in Uranus. So, first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, there could be some financial shit comes up, some expenses that come up that could either help you out or stress you out, depending on how this is aspecting this in your chart. You hear me? It's ironic for me. This is the moon in Capricorn, sextile to Uranus and Taurus, sextile to my Jupiter. And so, at Pisces, at 22 degrees. You know, and all that plays out to being here working. And things paying off the way that they need to. But, let me turn this down. It's a little loud. Not only is the moon trine to Uranus, but it's also sextile to Neptune, sextile to Mars, and conjunct to Pluto. And the sun, really, too. It's coming into a sextile with the sun, Mars, Neptune, while it's conjunct to Pluto. So people gonna have a lot of shit going on emotionally, but they're gonna push it inside. Doing that creates all sorts of situations. Sometimes it's not just external situations, it's things inside of themselves. You hear me? That sextile to Mars and Neptune, that leads to the emotions expressing themselves whether you wanted to or not. Emotions that you can neither control nor understand. Sometimes shit that has nothing to do with you, it could have something to do with somebody else. And with the moon trine to Uranus, it does bring a certain element of, even in Taurus, of you're not real comfortable with how you feel yourself. So you have to find some type of a way to chill the fuck out before you trip the fuck out. You hear me? It's real easy to do so. This Capricorn moon and this Scorpio Mars Kazemi is very triggering, actually. Resentment could be triggered. Hate could be triggered. All right? Or something could trigger that grind inside of your ass and say, hey, you know what? We finna make changes, baby. This don't work. Maybe both. Sometimes that's what it takes. Yeah. Sometimes that's what it takes. Just remember, just because you built like that, it don't mean you got to build like that. It's what you do with it. All right? It really ain't about what you do. It's about how you do it. Now, let's talk for just a few moments, if you will, also about Mercury. Because Mercury now sits at 11 degrees of Sagittarius. So as I've said for the last, week or two, this is a very blunt energy. It's gonna seem like people are just speaking their mind, and they are. And they're typically being honest. But that doesn't make what they're saying right. Doesn't make it right that they said it. Doesn't make it true. Now the beautiful thing is, Mercury is still sexed out of Venus. So there is a sense of tact here. But there also could be people sugarcoating stuff with this being Sagittarius and Libra. Only telling you the good parts. Oh, you left some details out. Oh yeah, you said the big picture, and that sounds great, but what about the details, the dirty ass details that we're missing that have us both fucked up? Oh, those. I think I get it now, right? Shit's a trip. Now, Venus is at 10 degrees of Libra. So, hey, this is very sociable, artistic, fair, harmonious, polite. It's cool. It's cool. Like Anthony Hamilton said, and I'm cool, and she cool, and we cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Is that cool? Like that. But, it can be too cool a little bit. Just make sure you're still handling business and you're not caught up with hearts swimming around your motherfucking head. You still got to put some action into the motherfucking piece. All right. But other than that, it's lovely. Venus is at home here. It helps people's skills. It helps them with relatability. Like I said, it helps with tact, especially with Mercury being in Sagittarius and that sextile working out the way it does. It helps with style. I wouldn't necessarily say class or taste, but style. So yeah, that's something within its own right. Now, let's just leave that there. Let's talk about Mars now. We got other stuff to do. See, Mars, as I said before, is still conjunct to the Sun, so it's Kazemi. At home in Scorpio, so it's passionate. Desire is absolutely insatiable. Anger is absolutely ruthless. Energy is absolutely extreme, and there's plenty of it because it keeps just regenerating of itself. As long as you have passion, as long as you have anger, as long as you have the will, then you have the energy. With Mars in Scorpio. But your energy can get away with you. Not away with you, get away from you, pardon me. Your energy can get away from you. It's still there, but man. Once it gets going in one direction, you're not gonna be able to switch it up. You're gonna get the full effect, whether you want that full effect or not. Understand that this is extreme. Now, when it comes to Mars being trine to Neptune, and sextile to Pluto. First of all, you can start to believe something, right? You can really feel some type of way, and that gets this thing burning inside of you, this will, this indomitable energy or ambition to do something, to change something, to be something, to see something, to feel someone. And you have to be careful. With the sun here and all of that, control has to be the main ingredient. You have to remember that. Control has to be the main ingredient, baby. With the sun and Mars, Cazimi, in Scorpio, trying to Neptune, sextile to Pluto, while the moon is trying to Uranus, sextile to the sun and Mars, and conjunct to Pluto. You better control it, because it could consume you. And some of us want it to. Some of us want it to. We've been waiting to get this shit up out of us. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just letting y'all know I'm good up under them. I ain't hiding nothing. These lights just mess with me. But yeah. Yeah, my shit right there. You better find a way to control it, or channel it, or hold it. All right. Yeah. But you will be more focused than ever. You'll feel more powerful than ever. There's nothing more powerful than Capricorn and Scorpio. There's stuff that's stronger, but there's nothing more powerful. This is power personified. I need a few more of y'all to hit that motherfucking like button for me. And when I say a few, I mean like 10 at least. And that's just a matter of respect. This is not about ego. This is about algorithm. This just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you're not trying to hear what we're trying to say, at least we can get out to the next person who is. Now, back to where we were. All right. So, Jupiter. Jupiter is retrograde at 8 degrees of Taurus. Jupiter is going to be retrograde until December 31st. And see, when this is direct, it's receptive, it's accumulative, it's patient, it's determined, it's chill. And that right there allows for maximum pleasure, maximum accumulation, maximum comfort, maximum stability. But see what happens when you sit still for too long? You get stuck, you get stiff. It's hard to get up and get moving again. And that's where a lot of people are with Jupiter here and Taurus here. They're stuck. Nothing's changed. They're stuck in their ways. They're stuck in their mindset. They're stuck waiting because they're expecting. They're sitting still instead of patiently moving with steady determination. They're waiting. Yeah, we know you. Yeah, we know you. But yeah. Remember? When it comes to the race between the rabbit and the hare, I mean, I said the rabbit and the hare, the same thing, the rabbit and the turtle, or the tortoise and the hare. Pardon me. I caught myself saying, what the fuck you just say? When it comes to that shit right there, the rabbit can always win if it has the stamina to keep going. Right? If that turtle stopped at any point, it loses. It has to keep a steady pace with patient determination. Constant will directed in one direction. Extracting maximum pleasure and prosperity from every moment. The problem with this is things got good for some people real quick for a little bit, so people started expecting shit. So, now look at you. That brings us to Saturn. And Saturn is sitting at 0 degrees of Pisces. Look, man. This is the time where you either get hit with the cold truth, or you really emotionally mature. That's the truth of it. Ain't no more figuring out and finding out and wondering and worrying and no, because that's the problem in the first place. That's the fucking problem in the first place. As things start to happen and as life does what life does, you have to deal with things healthily, whatever it is. You can't let fear control you. You can't resort to escapist behaviors. You can't go into avoidance mode. You can't ignore shit. Just deal with it. Whatever it is, and don't let the fears or the worries or the doubts or all that other shit make it worse. That's the truth. You got to get faith in life again. This is Saturn and Pisces. You got to learn how to have faith in life again. And there's nothing that life can do to make you do that, because life is still going to do what life does. You got to find that inside of you. It's something that lives inside of you. You got to find hope. You got to find solace. And that don't mean that fucked up shit ain't going to happen. It just means you got to be you got to be in a place where you can healthily deal with it. That's the truth of it too. So, figure it out. I'm trying to. It's very hard. I'm having a real rough time, but I mean, what I'm gonna do, fold up? No. So I'm just approaching each day. You know, once again, like, all right, bro, you gotta wake up grateful. You gotta wake up with the type of mindset that, hey, today you gonna feel good. Today you gonna be all right. Today you ain't, you know, and then you see how it goes. It don't work every day. It worked a couple days. Don't work every day. The days it don't work, I gotta try to deal with it. I gotta find a way to get out of that. It is what it is. Now, Uranus is at 20 degrees of Taurus, retrograde until January 27th. And with the way that the world is, stability is not something that you achieve externally. It's something you find inside of yourself. You got to find a stable place to operate from. That way, even though you're not comfortable, you're still safe. All right. Now, Neptune. Neptune sits at 24 degrees of Pisces as we speak. And with Neptune right here, man, look. Once again, reality is not an external revelation or an external setting. Reality is your single spiritual perspective of it all. Some people have no perception of that. So they're fucking lost and confused. They're caught up in projections and expectations and trends. And that's what this culture is. It's a copycat culture. This is Neptune and Pisces. Everybody's copying everybody else. Everybody's, but you know, if one part, you know, it goes this way or goes that way, and then as soon as the trend changes, they'll flip that shit completely. And then reality and the perception of reality has changed completely for a lot of people. I'm not just talking about reality like fundamental reality. I'm talking about the reality of a situation, the reality of a relationship, the reality of a person, and what life could be, the reality of what's going on with you personally, the reality of your maturity level. Some people can never understand that because they're looking for that validation in the culture or in how other people react to them, when they need to get real with themselves inside, understand who they are. And it gives them some fucking separation from all the bullshit. That way, even as your perspective changes or evolves, your point of perception is always from a spiritual, or at least if not a spiritual, a healthy place. All right. Now, I like that right there. Yeah. Now that right there, that brings us to Pluto. And Pluto's at 28 degrees of Capricorn, man. Shit. That's stress sometimes. So stressed that it's hard to feel blessed sometimes. So, make your blessings. Change your situation. Don't complain. Go harder. Don't complain, go harder. Find your muse. Find something that makes you want to be better, do better. See the best. Yeah. That's the vibe. Now, next we have Chiron. Chiron sitting at 16 degrees of Aries. So What does that mean? That means you're responsible for your situation. You gotta hold yourself accountable for where you at in life and who you are. That's not always something that has to be fucked up, but it could be. What part are you playing in the situation that you're in? I understand other people might be involved, but that's their problem. You can only do what you can do. You can only work on you. When you start holding yourself responsible, you become a lot more empowered. Sometimes that means understanding, hey man, I can't deal with this shit no more, so I gotta stand up for myself. Sometimes that means, hey, you know what? I realize I'm doing pretty damn good. I just need to keep going. But that's on you. That's on you. All right. I like that. Now, the Black Moon Lilith. The Black Moon Lilith is at 5 degrees of Virgo. So, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're thinking too much. You're thinking so much it's fucking with your nerves, fucking with your health, fucking with your relationships. You're thinking too much. Overthinking, overanalyzing, overcriticizing. Shit ain't too good for you. Be careful. How was your day, son? But yeah, you gotta figure out how you feel that. You gotta do what, you know, you gotta find some way for you to do your thing. You know. But don't get caught up in the details. Don't be worried about what everybody else has going on. Take care of what you can take care of for you, little by little. Manage your own situation. Get your routine right. Get consistent. Stop worrying so motherfucking much. Stop thinking so much. Live a little bit. Don't be so motherfucking scary. Yeah. Virgo can be scary. Fearful. Pisces too, but Virgo, for real. Now, the nodes are at still really 24 degrees Aries in Libra. They've been sitting here for a long time. But with the nodes sitting here, this more or less is just about you as a person not being dependent on anybody else. It's about you learning how to walk courageously in your own path, free from anybody's influence or opinion. That don't mean you don't care about people. That means care about people enough to be your authentic self, to tell them the truth. Your truth has to be what comes out of you unapologetically. And it can't be just something that's spoken. It has to be something that's experienced. If not, you faking the front. Now, the numerology of the day is an 8 vibration. But not just a regular 8. This is a karmic 8. There's a 17 attached to this. See, that's the 17th. So anybody that would be born today would be a life path 8, but they would have a karmic debt 17. That means an abuse of love. Today, you have to be careful You can see yourself moving with ulterior motives. You can see yourself being cold. You can see yourself being inconsiderate. You might find yourself hurting somebody, even if it's unintentionally, and that creates karma in the situation between y'all because of that unresolved material. Now, as far as the 8 goes, it's also very empowering. It's the type of day where you really find out where you're impenetrable. But in order to see your greatest strengths, it means you also might have to exploit your greatest vulnerabilities. And as you walk in this power, how can you apply power effectively but still care for the concerns of others? It's a delicate balance. How can you do it? Now, I think it's time for us to get into the top 5. So, without further ado, we are about 1 minute from getting into the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart. Now, understand there are plenty of potent placements. This just happens to be 5 or really 7 of them that really, really stick out to me, and it's for different reasons. Some of them empower these people in their lives, like I said. Some of them end up having powerful problems. Some of them get powerful talents. Some people end up having a powerful impact. Some people, the energy is so potent that it shows on them. So we're gonna talk about all of this real fast. So I need everybody to go share this video on whatever social media platforms they fuck with and whatever groups they are a part of on on Facebook or whatever. All right. Because you tuned in with the PrIcElEs one himself. Now, before we get into the actual top 5, as I said, there are 2 honorable mentions, okay? And there could be 50 honorable mentions, but I can only keep it to 2. I only have so much time that I'm allotted to be here. And so, let's go ahead and see what it is. So, our first honorable mention on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart, or even in a progressed chart also. Let me turn this down. Jupiter in Cancer. Not only is Jupiter exalted in Cancer, but what makes this placement so potent are the reasons why. Well, why? First of all, it gives a person a very, very awesome support system. It gives them traditional values and the knowledge of how to apply such values. It gives them a natural understanding of the way things worked in the past, and it'll work again, and for them. If you want to look at Jupiter in Cancer, let's look at Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, as I talked about in the fight video that I put out, has a whole support system behind him. Not only his immediate family, not only the boxing pundits, but also all of Mexico, a whole country Jupiter in Cancer can give people an awesome family. That support system plays out in a multitude of ways. It gives people a natural understanding of how to accumulate material security, because that is important to them. Emotional and material security is going to be a big deal. Cancer is a money sign. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Cancer. I'm saying that's the truth. Do your research if you don't know astrology. Cancer is a money sign. Having both emotional and material security is important to Cancer. Even when I wasn't able to provide it for myself, I remember a time in my life that, shit, I wouldn't fuck with nobody that wasn't in their own right gonna be able to at least be okay, or for me to be safe when I'm in their presence. You understand? But yeah, Jupiter in Cancer is our honorable mention because it gives people an amazing support system. It gives them natural know-how. It gives them a natural ability to accumulate both emotional and material security. Because a lot of times that's going hand in hand for them. You hear me? But I mean, who am I but a professional? And so, the next honorable mention on the list, or our last runner-up on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in the natal chart. The moon in the 12th house. Doesn't matter the sign. Having the moon in the 12th house forces people inside themselves. The reason they're forced inside of themselves is because they're so susceptible to the outside world. Their environment, other people's moods and emotions, expectations, all of that really weighs on them and really fucks them up. A lot of people don't know how powerful they are because they spend so much of their life dealing with so much stuff that's not even theirs. These are people with a true broad-based competence. A lot of them true psychic abilities, channeling abilities, musical abilities, artistic abilities, healing abilities. But it's also because of what they've had to find in them. They've had to find it in themselves. It came from inside of them. They discover so much inside of themselves because the outside world can be so confusing. It's because they pick up from a whole realm of influences. That's the truth. What's up, Star? A whole realm of influences. What's up, Reflection? But yeah, that 12th house moon, it's one of those placements that no matter what the sign it's in, that's why it's so potent. It's gonna force that person inside themselves. It's gonna take that energy of that sign right there, whatever it is, and it's gonna deeply internalize it. So much so that it can be hurtful to them sometimes. It can cause depression. It can cause overload. It can cause outbursts. It can cause them to act out of character sometimes, and they can't explain, like, damn, I don't even know. And people are like, damn, I never seen you act like that. It has nothing to do with like 12th house sun. It's different with the moon. 12th house sun, that ascendant is hiding how they really are. With the 12th house moon, emotions, certain things inside of them can come up all of a sudden, and they've then discovered a new part of their character. With that comes a different talent or a different gift, but also a different problem, a different wound they have to heal, a different enemy they have to defeat. And all of that right there is why the moon in the 12th house is our last honorable mention. So, it's time to get into the actual top 5. And I think y'all be pleased with this one. So, number 5. Number 5 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements. Not yet. I don't even think that one's on the list. Nope. Those are potent, but no. Number 5 is Capricorn Sun. See, when a motherfucker has that Capricorn Sun, they're gonna be gritty. They're gonna be determined. They're gonna have a need to be in control of every fucking situation. Hold on. Where'd that come from?
School project.
Sorry, all my kids came in at once. Junior.
Yeah.
Get you something. Come on, bro.
54 push-ups.
Okay, baby, I'm proud of you. Let me get my work for just a little bit longer. It's gonna be distracting to people when you're dancing around back there. Go over here, baby. Get you something if you want something, but. Excuse me, y'all. That's my baby. He's my baby. That's Junior. Okay, I love you. You done?
No, I need 100 push-ups.
Okay, but I'm saying, are you done back here?
Yeah.
All right. But see, all Capricorn suns are gonna be about something. It might not be the right thing, but they're gonna be about something. And if it is the right thing, there's gonna be something inside of them that's gonna push them to rise above whatever their circumstances were in their life. And a lot of them come from feeble beginnings. Or humble beginnings. I said feeble. Humble beginnings. They come from the mud, for real. Like most Capricorn people get it, and even the ones that didn't have to get it out of the mud, there's something inside of them that makes things more complicated for themselves. They'll do it. They'll choose the hard way. I know. My lazy Capricorn son, I see it all the time. I say, hey man, why you doing, why are you making it harder on yourself? Reflection, you don't want to hear about no fucking Cap Moon. You want Cap Moon to be on every list? Hell no, Cap Moon ain't on the fucking list. But see y'all, reflection over here trying to distract me from being in my zone. If it'll get put on timeout for 3 minutes. But yeah, man, there's something about that Capricorn sun that you can tell when somebody's a Capricorn. You might not be able to tell about every sign, but you can usually tell when a motherfucker's a Capricorn by the way they conduct themselves, the way they handle their business, the way their life is. Like, you know right off the rip when you fucking with a Capricorn after talking to them for more than 30 minutes, you know. You know by how many times they complain. You know by how serious they are about every fucking thing. You can tell by how easily offended they get by anything where you got to keep explaining yourself. Like, they be like, what the fuck you mean? And you're like, God, dog, like I'm not even tripping like that. I don't know why you're taking it that serious. I don't know how many times, like, there's something about them that you can always fucking tell when you're dealing with a Capricorn sun. Maybe because they finna tell on you. But there's something inside of them. There's a certain stiffness. Like a Capricorn might not whoop your ass. They might not always be the toughest person, but if you sock a Capricorn in the face, they're gonna stand up and look you in your eye. Even if they go get the authorities after that. But they're not ashamed of that either. But they're gonna look you in that eye. There's a certain stiffness inside of them. A certain it's almost annoying. But man, there's something inside of them that you can't that ain't gonna be broken. No matter how hard a situation is, no matter what life deals them, no matter what people say, no matter what's going, like there's something inside of them that will not be defeated. You know, when people talk about Mac Miller didn't kill himself. He didn't go out on purpose. It was an accident. Working on music. When you look at Martin Luther King Jr., no matter what you feel about his personal life, people spitting on you, people hitting you with shit, sticking dogs on your ass, but you got a point to prove. You make it hard for me to love you, man. That motherfucking Capricorn sun. It instills grit, determination. There's a certain coldness. But there's an unrelenting will. There's a void that can't be filled. There's a need to be real. That's the truth. If you know a Capricorn and y'all used to be close and they don't come around you no more, it's because they feel like something's faulty about you. That's the truth. If you have any Capricorns that used to be your close friend, it's not because y'all grew apart and they matured and you did. It's because they saw something faulty in you and they stopped fucking with you. Because if not, they still feel responsible for y'all's relationship. They'll still at least, check on you and check with you, because that's a part of their character and integrity also. That's the truth with Capricorn. If you always invite a Capricorn, if you know a Capricorn that you work with or you associate with, and you always invite them to stuff, and you're like, hey man, why don't you come out and come chill with us? If they don't come chill and come out, it's because they already know it's something about you that they can't fuck with. That's the truth. But that grit, that fact that they're about something, it doesn't matter if it's the wrong thing or the right thing. People with a Capricorn sun are about something, and that's why they're number 5 on the list of the priceless top 5 most potent placements in the natal chart. Now, that brings us to number 4. Number 4 on the list of the priceless top 5 most potent placements in the natal chart is one of my own personal placements. It's Pluto in the first house. See, there's something unresolved about people with Pluto in the first house that keeps them always fighting inner battles. It makes them a magnetic and adventurous explorer. Their life is one of intensity. You can see it on them. You can sense it on them. I'm not a Scorpio, but I don't know how many times people say, hey, bro, are you a Scorpio? I'm like, no, I'm not a Scorpio. I have Pluto in the first house. That means when you look into my motherfucking eyes, you just looking into one-way mirrors. You will see nothing. You only see what I see in you, which ain't always good. Having Pluto in that first house, it draws intense people, intense experiences to you. It makes people hate you. It can make you hate parts of yourself. Like you can literally hate parts of yourself, so you always changing. I'm always a different person. I identify parts of my character that I can't fuck with no more all the time, and I eliminate that shit immediately. And then I have a new problem spring up because I realize something else about myself that's fucked up. I'm obsessive. I'm compulsive. Pluto does that to you. People with Pluto in the first house ooze intensity. It's not always a good thing. When somebody with Pluto in the first house walks into a room, you don't see them, you feel them when they walk into the room. You feel their energy. When they step in there, you're like, who is that? What the fuck? When they walk by you, I can do it to people on purpose. I've caught myself what I call projecting my Pluto onto people from a distance sometimes. Especially when I used to be young and I wanted attention. I didn't have to do crazy stuff to get attention because my moon's in the 5th house. I just had to walk by somebody. Just walk by you. Let you feel me. When I walk by you, you're gonna feel me. Whether it's good or bad, you're gonna get some type of, you're gonna feel some type of way. I'm gonna make you feel some type of way. I don't even have to look at you. I know how to just put that intensity on your ass. And if it gets too, and some people, it makes them very uncomfortable. They get in their personal space. Like I said, I remember I used to be a bouncer. I told y'all this story before. And I don't know how many times but there was one time this drunk girl, she's like, you think you're sexy? And I was like, what? She's like, you think you're sexy? She's like, you're not sexy, you're fucking creepy. And I was like, what? And I was like, man, I know you've been drinking. She's like, no, I ain't fucking drunk. She's like, I'm telling you. You think you're fucking sexy, but you're fucking creepy. Like, stop being fucking so creepy, dude. And I'm like, and I mean, my Venus and Leo hates that, but I understand it now. I truly understand it. That energy made her feel some type of way. Pluto in the first house is another one of those placements that it makes things a certain way. See, I didn't want to say Scorpio rising because Scorpio rising is different. There's a certain intensity that comes with Scorpio rising. But Scorpio rising, you could have Uranus in Scorpio in the first house. You could have Neptune in Scorpio in the first house. Pluto could be there, and that changes the dynamics of how it comes across, because Neptune and Scorpio in the first house is going to be a little bit different than Pluto. It's not going to be as intense. Be more like, what is that? But yeah, Pluto and Libra in the first house, and Pluto and Sagittarius in the first house is going to have a certain effect on the person's their own selves also, as a different way than Pluto and Scorpio. Pluto and Libra is going to give them a certain appeal to them, a certain allure to them. Pluto and Sagittarius is going to give people a certain energy, a certain restlessness, a certain robustness, a certain inherent intuition. So all of that unresolved material, that intensity is why Pluto in the first house is number 4 on the list of the price list. Top 5 most potent placements in astrology. Number 3 on the list of the price list. Top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart. Reflection. Your Neptune in the first house as is psychic. Number 3 on the list of the price list, top 5 most potent placements in the natal chart is Mars in the 10th house. Oh. Do any of y'all know anybody with Mars in the 10th house? See, that's an unstoppable force. My son, Jaheim, he has Mars in Scorpio in his 10th house. He's an unstoppable force. Once he gets going, you ain't stopping him. Good or bad. Once his ass gets going, it ain't no stopping him. Whatever he wants, whatever he's doing, is like, bro, chill the fuck out. He's highly competitive. Highly ambitious. He can't take no fucking loss. Everything is about winning for him. Everything is about taking it to the motherfucking max. Everything is about, hey, guess what? I'ma out-fool you. I'ma outplay you. I'ma out-fight you. I'll do whatever. You know, people with Mars in the 10th house are ambitious. They have will. They have stamina. There's a toughness inside of them. And then there's also going to be skills that come with it to help them do it with whatever sign that's in. Mars in Aries is going to make them a warrior. It's going to make them act on things better and faster than anybody else. Mars in Taurus is going to make them just as patient as can be. It's going to make them just as determined and stubborn as can be. It's going to make them fucking rich. Rich. Mars in Gemini. It's going to make their energy electric and effervescent. They're going to have a multitude of skills that are going to help them succeed in all types of different ways. There's a true jack of all trades. It's going to put them in a place in life that's irreplaceable. Because they can do so much stuff better than everybody else. Mars in Cancer there even. Makes them care. It makes them feel the need to succeed. With Mars in Leo, these people who have a flair, these people who have a stage presence, these are people who have a certain, you know, bold approach. But being in that 10th house, that approach is unfuckwittable. It ain't no way. They always win because they always expect to win. They didn't consider losing. Mars in Cancer is so scared of losing that they're going to do whatever they have to take, whatever it takes. To prevent losing. It's not about winning with Mars and Cancer. They're trying to prevent from losing. When it comes to Mars and Virgo, these are technicians. Mars and Virgo in the 10th house, nobody's going to be able to do anything better or more consistent than them. They just have to be patient and be brave enough to really go after what they want. They have to believe in themselves enough. Mars in Libra gives people skills. Markability. Mars in Scorpio. It gives them a regenerative energy where they can keep creating energy inside of themselves. And so they can keep pushing and taking it to extremes. They're gonna just stay focused in one direction long enough to where they're gonna get their shit. And they don't want a little bit of it, they need all of it. They need extreme portions. Now, that right there brings us to Mars in Sagittarius. They believe so they can achieve. That right there is the ability to create, but also use propaganda. Mars in Capricorn in the 10th house is going to make a person need success. It's the only thing that drives them. It's the only thing that keeps them going. Mars in Capricorn in the 10th house, it means that they're, and yeah, having Mars in the 10th house means they had a father a lot of times that showed them how to work. With Mars in the 4th house, for me, I learned it all on my own. I have Mars in Capricorn, mine is in the 4th house. I don't respect my daddy. I learned it all on my own. It's taken a lot for me to mature into the person where I am, the person I am that works as hard as I do too. Now, Mars in Aquarius there can make a person inventive, empirical, genius. Mars in Pisces there, even there, it can make people be able to get into a zone or a rhythm that is unfuckwittable. They just got to get there. See, that ambition, that will, that stamina, that relentlessness, that toughness, that's why Mars in the 10th house is number 3 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart. Now, let's get to number 2. Number 2 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart. Scorpio moon. See, Scorpio moon creates an inner turbulence. People with Scorpio moons have secrets. Those secrets are going to be their downfall. People with Scorpio moons are going to have self-destructive tendencies. But they're also going to have strength. Not just strength, power. Personal power to pull themselves up out of the pit. But they have to go there first. There's going to be a lot of Scorpio moon people who attempt suicide. There's going to be a lot of Scorpio moon people who succeed. There's going to be a lot of Scorpio moon people who kill other people. That's the truth. See, one of my sisters is a Scorpio moon. And she's just different from the rest of us. She's successful, but in her own way, but her feelings, when she loses control of her feelings, she's a danger. She's a danger. She cut her husband across the back with a box cutter. He had to get 100 and something stitches across his back and his chest. She's killed someone out of self-defense. And went to court and got away with it. She's also killed somebody in her car on accident before. Like there's something about that Scorpio moon that draws you to that stuff. That stuff that won't go away. That stuff that eats at you. That stuff that makes you a different person after every experience you have. See, what I say about her is she has a different switch inside of her than us. She can kill herself or someone else. Not everyone is capable of that. Some people find that they are, and it's not just Scorpio moons, but there's something about Scorpio moons where they're comfortable with finality in a way that's uncomfortable for the rest of us. Yeah. Fucking with a Scorpio moon, you might lose your motherfucking life. Having a Scorpio moon, you might end your own life. People with Scorpio moons, man. There's so many secrets inside of them. Say what you want about Will Smith. It's his secrets that are destroying his life right now. It's not his wife. It's their secrets or his secrets. And when I say secrets, the stuff that goes on at their house is not private like everyone else's house. His secrets are a danger to him. His secrets eat him up. You hear that, darkness? Yeah. Yeah, motherfucking darkness, man. But that Scorpio moon creates a darkness. It's unavoidable. There's an inner turbulence that never goes away. They just have to find a way to deal with it. There's secrets that eat at their soul. There's self-destructive tendencies that they've struggled with their whole fucking lives. But there's also strength from all of that. For somebody who's always fighting inner battles, they have to be strong. You know, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And some people are gonna look at it. I knew this dude that's a Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon. And we used to be in our addiction together. And he's passed on now. He actually committed suicide. But let me tell you something. We got into it one night over some money. And I was threatening him, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm threatening him, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, hey man, just come over here. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And I would go over there and fight him or whatever, but I'm just thinking. And so what ended up happening, somebody got on the phone and resolved it between us or whatever before it got too out of control or whatever. But when he killed himself, I realized he would have killed me. I don't know what's funny, Nick, but yeah, when he killed himself, I realized he would have killed me. And that's something that I don't have inside of me. I wasn't willing to kill him that night. I just wanted my money. And I was willing to lose. If it came down to it, I knew I was going to get, if it came down to me not getting the money, I was willing not to have the money. Boosie Badass. Lil Boosie is a Scorpio moon and Scorpio sun. Dangerous person. Awesome musician. Seems real cool. Dangerous dude. Some people would even say Boosie is a serial killer. He got away with 8 bodies. Somebody else just claimed him so he could get out. I'm sure that person is well taken care of, but they both were convicted. 8 bodies. No, it wasn't more like, come on. We wasn't even, it was more or less like, hey man, pay me, and and he's like, I'm gonna get you your money, bro, but you know what I'm saying, don't threaten me. And I'm like, nigga, I'm talking that cash shit, like I'll come over there. And he's like, okay, come over here. And so when it got to the point where once he said that, and I'm like, okay, well I gotta go over there, and I'm up getting ready to go over there. A cooler head, a girl that knows both of us, got on the phone like, hey bro, chill out. Like, don't do that. Y'all don't do that. Y'all cool. Y'all cool with each other. Don't do that. Now we all do business. Like, don't do that. And I was their plug. So she's trying to keep it cool, and he's like, nah. And I'm like, nah, bro, you jipped me out of some money. Like, you did that shit on purpose. But I know he would have killed me, because he would kill. If he would kill himself, you think he would not kill me? You don't think he has that inside of him? I'm not saying that was his intentions. I'm saying that's what he's capable of. Unless someone attacked me, I'm not capable of killing them. I'm not capable of killing myself. I could die. I've thought about it, but I could never do it. I don't have the courage. So when I was younger, I used to think people that, and when I was more into Christianity, I would say people that kill themselves are weak. I might think they're foolish, but now I don't think it's weak. That takes a fucking courage. That takes some fucking courage. I don't have that type of courage. I'm bluffing even when I say it to myself, because I could never do that. I want to live too much. I'm too scared of that. So for people with those Scorpio moons, there's something inside of them that feels so deeply, that takes things so seriously, that feels things so extremely, that they would kill you or themselves, or do life in prison for doing something to you, and be okay with it. My stepsister, which is who I'm talking about, but I mean, we grew up in the same household. So my stepsister not only cut her husband like that, but she stabbed me. She stabbed me. Almost killed me. I don't know if y'all can see it on here, but y'all see this scar right here on my neck? That's not bumps or anything. That's a big scar right here. She broke a glass ashtray on my face and then stabbed me with a piece of glass in my neck when I was 17 years old. Tried to kill me. Tried to kill me. Like, that's the truth. I wasn't trying to kill her. She tried to kill me. And to this day, it still ain't never apologized for that shit. Had me in a neck brace for 4 months. My jugular is a quarter inch away from that. My jugular is right here. She stabbed me right here. Broke a glass ashtray on my face, then stabbed me with a piece of glass in my fucking neck like that. That Scorpio moon is potent. It does potent things inside of a person. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Now, that inner turbulence, the secrets, the self-destructive tendencies, the strength, that's all why Scorpio moon is number 2 on the list. Now, before I get to number 1, I also want you to know my ex-wife is a Scorpio moon. And she had suicide attempts. And to this day, there's stuff from the past she can't let go of. She can't move forward with her life and enjoy her life and have passion because there's so much stuff inside of her from the past that she just can't let go of. And it's not love, it's resentment. She has so much resentment inside of her. She has so much secrets. That it could be a motherfucker, man. For real. Now, number one on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart. This is where it gets good. This is where it gets real good. Anybody want to guess? I'll give y'all 3 guesses. Anybody want to guess? I'll give y'all 3 guesses. We already did Pluto in the first house. That was number 4. Mars in Aries, not on the list. It could have been one of the honorable mentions easily, but it's not on the list. One more. This is a good one. Mercury in Aries, no. Number 1 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart is the good stuff. This is Venus in the 2nd house. Oh, see, Venus in the 2nd house gives a person great self-esteem. It usually imbues them with a little bit of money, a touch of class, poise, taste, prosperity. But it starts with the self-esteem and the fact that they value themselves. It starts with the fact that they don't settle. It starts with the fact that there's something inside of them that naturally understands value. And they value themselves. They value your time. They value your presence. They value their possessions. You can look at all the different signs and it still plays out. Unconditional love. New things. Freedom. Status. Respect. Experience. Wisdom. Spirituality. Passion. Sex. Intensity. Companionship. Relatability. Business. Art. consistency, perfection, service, purity, fun, affection, attention, appreciation, family, emotions, love, comfort, conversation, fun, stimulation, information, money, food, safety, sensuality, music, art, design, action, impulse, passion. They're all the signs. For those reasons, through the signs come through there, those people have the self-esteem. Those people have existences that appreciate with value. These are people who have poise, and poise means a lot. It gives them a touch of class, a sense of taste. All that parlays out into potential prosperity. Venus in the second house is a very potent placement. It gives you a certain stable place in life, a certain sense of stability. A lot like a moon in Taurus, but different. A moon in Taurus can feel comfortable in situations. Venus in the second house feels comfortable with self, and that makes situations better. And that's why they're number one on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart. So, the first honorable mention that we had was Jupiter in Cancer, because that gives people an amazing support system. It gives them traditional values. It gives them a natural affinity and appreciation for emotional security and financial stability, both of which are usually easy to acquire because they understand how to use the tactics that have worked in the past and making them work again. The other honorable mention that we had was the moon in the 12th house. Doesn't matter what the sign is, because having the moon in the 12th house forces a person inside of themselves because they're so susceptible to the outside world. Now, what goes on inside themselves is influenced by the sign. But who knows what they'll find. Now, the actual top 5 was number 5, Capricorn Suns, because the grit, determination, the need for control, the pessimism, the coldness, the stiffness. That's everything. Number 4 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in the natal chart. Pluto in the first house, because there's something unresolvable inside of us. Something that forces you to become a magnetic, adventurous explorer. Something that makes a person live a life of intensity, which creates a life of understanding. Number 3 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in the natal chart was Mars in the 10th house, because that's ambition, that's stamina, that's will, that's relentlessness, that's toughness, that's drive. Those people have drive. Those people are unfuckwittable. Number 2 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in the natal chart was Scorpio moon, because that inner turbulence, because the secrets, because the self-destructive tendencies, because the strength. Because of the foolish courage. Because of the intense emotion. Because of the depth of understanding. And number 1 on the list of our PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in a natal chart. Venus in the 2nd house. Because that was self-esteem, it's money, it's class. I mean, just a little touch of class depending on what the sign is. It's poise, it's taste. And all of that ain't nothing to waste. So that right there is the PrIcElEs top 5 most potent placements in the natal chart. I thank you for your time. Let's get back to the thing. So, does anybody have any questions before we go? We're leaving within about 10 minutes. And then I will be back hopefully on Monday. Hopefully on Monday. I need y'all to manifest good things for me. Reflection, you said, all right, so can you get that free numerology reading for guessing Mars in 10,000? Hell no. You get one half price though, which that's a lot. I mean, that's pretty cheap. Send me $25, I'll do one for you. Rich Wealthy ain't been back because we messed up a date on his and I ain't did his other one. I ain't did him a new one yet. I need to get him right. Which I didn't mess it up. But yeah. Send me $25, I got you. That's less than half of what it could be. You understand? So that's just a little nothing, y'all. That's me just shooting it to you real quick. Just a blessing for today. Get you some rest. Hey, have any of y'all either had a blood clot in your calf or a calf strain? Tell me what you experienced if you had either one before I start tripping out. Or do you have varicose veins in your leg? So I don't know if I strained my leg and I'm having a hypochondriac moment, or if I need to go take my ass to the doctor. I don't know. It's not like severe pain. It's a little worse at night sometimes, but my left calf is feeling crampy, achy, funny. It's nothing swollen. It's not hurting my mobility. It just feels crampy, achy, funny. Maybe like there's a strain or something in there. Or whatever the fuck. Don't go Google any symptoms because I've already done that and I don't want to hear no Google shit. That's my problem, is Googling shit. Okay, it's not hot to the touch. We not hot to the touch. At all. Yeah, we not hot to the touch. That's a good thing. I'm feeling. Not swollen, not hot to the touch. It's not the bone. Definitely not the bone. Fuck it. I probably strained it. I was jumping up and down on my legs doing stupid shit. Like, I've been doing it since Monday. So it's possible. So, don't matter. Other than that, I feel great. I don't think I have a bone bruise. I'll be worried about shit worse than bruises. But look, we finna go. I'll be back. Should be on Monday. I love y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all's weekend. We'll try to come a lot. I don't have as many readings to do next week, so I'll try to come a little bit more consistently next. I came 3 times this week still. They weren't as good as sessions as they could have been because I was in my head and I was letting my worries control me, and I'm aware of that. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna get right. I appreciate your love and support. We'll be back soon. Y'all pray for my health, mental health, physical health. I'm gonna be here for y'all to help y'all anytime. Manifest good things for each other. I love you. Exactly, Heather. That's my problem. I be freaking out like a motherfucker. For real. And then I did a whole bunch of extra shit on my leg and keep freaking out. I mean, I can't help it sometimes. I'm a freak. I'm an out freaker. Is Venus in the 8th house potent? Absolutely. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. But I wanted to at least put some positive shit on the list. I had to be objective. I tried to put different things for different reasons. The Scorpio moon for a certain reason. The Venus in the 2nd house for, Venus in the 2nd house for the positivity that it can bring in the way that I've seen it play out positively for so many people in all of the waves of the houses. Scorpio moon for the power it gives people, the strength it gives them, but also the turbulence I've seen. Mars in the 2nd house, Mars in the 10th house for the things that come along with that, both good and bad. For Pluto in the 1st house, the things that I've experienced with that, both good and bad. And then also Capricorn Sun, the things I see with that with myself. So absolutely. But, hey man, we're gonna be all right, man. I just gotta get my mind right, you dig? It's not easy all the time. Not for me. So, I love you. We'll be all right. That Saturn bullshit, my mind just... But yeah.